Do you solemnly swear that you will...
Wisconsin Representative Paul Ryan was easily re-elected as Speaker of the House, the highest-ranking Republican on Capitol Hill.
Congratulations, you are all now members of the 115th Congress.
With Republicans also in charge of the Senate and about to take over the White House, the table is set for them to do what they have been itching to do for years: roll back much of what was done when Democrats held power. But they stumbled out of the gate. Their first move was to try to gut the office that oversees, of all things, congressional ethics, the office that tries to take some of the swampiness out of Washington. President-elect Donald Trump knows a blunder when he sees one, and he scolded Republicans with these tweets. With all that Congress has to work on, do they really have to make the weakening of the independent ethics watchdog, as unfair as it may be, their number one act and priority? Focus on tax reform, health care, and so many other things of far greater importance. Hashtag DTS. DTS stands for Drain the Swamp, one of Trump's campaign slogans, and that apparently was all it took to send the Republicans scrambling in retreat. Their new priority was suddenly to roll back their own plan for the ethics office before rolling back anything Democrats had done in the last 8 years. In New York, the vice president-elect outlined what the priorities for a Republican Congress should be.
We'll focus on repealing and replacing Obamacare. We'll look forward to legislation that will give us the tools to roll back the avalanche of red tape and regulation that have been stifling American jobs and growth.
In the Senate this afternoon, Republicans did introduce a resolution to allow for the repeal of Obamacare, President Obama's signature health care reform. Republicans have tried that tactic again and again over the years. But this time, with control of both houses of Congress and soon the White House, they are confident they are about to succeed. But the promise of Trump and the Republicans was to repeal and replace Obamacare, and not to do the first part until they'd figured out the second part. But it's that second part that's the difficult part. And as you know, Paul, there's no blueprint for that yet.
So, Keith, does that mean repealing Obamacare may be a priority, but one that nevertheless has to wait?
It's a distinct possibility, if not a likelihood. Replacing Obamacare is going to be something that the new president will have to negotiate with the new Congress. And as we saw with the ethics issue today, there seems to be a lot they both have to learn about how to communicate with each other. After all, there's a limit to what can be settled on Twitter. Probably. Paul.
Thanks, Keith. Keith Bogue tonight in Washington. Some things to watch in the coming weeks in Washington. Will Trump's cabinet picks face any opposition? Given the Senate Democrats don't have the votes to block them, the most they can really do is slow down the expected Republican approval. Trump's first appointment to the Supreme Court may not be as smooth. The administration needs to secure 60 of the Senate's 100 votes for the nominee to be confirmed. The Republican Party has only 52 Senate seats.